Hi and welcome to Complete Guide to Using AI for your operations team. If you run a business or manage a team, you already know that operations is where time disappears. Invoices, reports, support tickets, documentation, process management, these are all tasks that eat hours every single week and keep you from focusing on growth. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how AI can take over the most time-consuming parts of operations, not just in theory, but I'm going to show you real demos live on my screen. By the end of this video, you will know how to use AI to extract and organize invoice data in seconds, analyze spreadsheets and spot patterns your team is missing, generate professional weekly reports from raw data, classify and route support tickets automatically, draft customer support responses using your own knowledge base, and create professional SOPs from messy brain dumps. And before we jump in, this video is part of my AI for Business series. I have full dedicated courses on AI basics, Cloud Code, Cloud Cowork, and I also have courses on AI for marketing and AI for sales. This video focuses specifically on operations, but feel free to check the other ones as well. Let me start with something that most people overlook. When people hear about AI for business, they immediately think about marketing and sales, writing ad copy, generating leads, generating images and videos, automating outreach, and all of that stuff is great, but people often forget one thing. Operations is where the time savings are. It is the behind-the-scene work that nobody sees, but everyone depends on. Processing invoices, building reports, answering customer questions, writing documentation, managing projects, these are all repetitive, time-consuming, and most of them follow a pattern. And anything that follows a pattern is something that AI can handle. I've worked with businesses where the operation team spends 15 to 20 hours a week on tasks that AI can do in minutes. That's not an over-exaggeration. By the end of this video, you will see exactly what I mean, and you will be able to implement those systems in your company as well. The way I think about AI for operations is simple. There are three categories of work. First is data processing, taking messy, unstructured information and turning it into organized, usable data. Invoices, support tickets, meeting notes, reports. AI is incredibly fast at reading, categorizing, and extracting what matters. The second is analysis and reporting, looking at your business data and telling you exactly what is happening, what is changing, and what you should do about it. Instead of spending hours in spreadsheets, you paste the data into AI and get full analysis and recommendations in under a minute. Third is knowledge work. Drafting responses, creating documentation, and building processes. AI can use existing information, your knowledge base, your policies, your past emails, and produce outputs that are accurate and consistent. Every use case that I'm going to show you today falls into one of these three categories. Let's start with data processing. Let's start with one of the most tedious operations tasks, which is processing invoices. Every business receives invoices from different vendors in different formats. Those are different layouts, different terms, different line items, and manually entering all of those into a spreadsheet or an accounting system can be messy and mistakes can happen often. Here I have 5 invoices from 5 different vendors, all completely different designs, different structures, and different payment terms. Every company formats their invoices differently. Some have line items with quantities and unit prices, some use hourly rates, some have discounts, some have tax, some don't. Normally you would have to read through all of these manually and then enter them into a spreadsheet, but here AI is going to do all of the work for us and it's going to be 20 times faster than us. I'm going to open Claude and then I'm going to attach those files. I'm going to press the plus button and select my files. Okay, I have this whole folder with 5 different invoices. Let's open it up. And now let's give Claude a prompt. I'm going to say, I just uploaded 5 invoices from different vendors. Each one has a completely different format and layout. For each invoice, extract the following into a clean table I can paste into a spreadsheet. Vendor name, invoice number, invoice date, due date, payment terms, line items, each item with description and amount, subtotal, tax, total amount, and payment method. After the table, flag any invoices that are past due or due within the next 7 days based on today's date. Also calculate the total amount owed across all invoices. I'm going to use Opus 4.6 at medium processing power, and let's send it out. While it's working, Claude is going to give us info on the current step that it's resolving. As you can see, it's had loaded XLSX skill, creating the invoice tracker spreadsheet. And not even 60 seconds after we gave it a prompt, it already created the XLSX file. And we can also open it on our Google Drive when we press this button. As you can see, it is sorted by vendor, invoice number, invoice data, due date, term, subtotal, discount, tax, total, payment method, status, and days overdue. The next page in the spreadsheet is line items. Here we can see the vendor, invoice number, line item description, and amount. And the third sheet is alerts on all of the overdue payments, so we can keep track of those as well. This was done within 1 minute. Now let's go even deeper with this so we can see what AI is capable of. Let's say, based on these invoices, create a cash flow summary for July. Show me total amount due this month, a week-by-week breakdown of when payments are due, and flag any invoices where we should negotiate longer payment terms because net 15 is tight for our cash flow. This took about 2 minutes to be completed. First of all, it gave us the summary as well as the file. So let's open it up on our drive. And here we have a financial summary that looks just like a real human created it. It has all of the numbers. It has even this chart. It is giving us payment term reviews on net 15 invoices. It is giving us recommendations here. And it also gave us a week-by-week payment schedule for July. Now, as we're talking about invoices, I want to show you another feature of Claude that many people are not aware of, and that is that Claude can edit your PDF files as well. So let's imagine that Cloud Stock Invoice charged us for priority support add-on at $300, but we canceled that service last month, so they need to fix it. Instead of talking to them directly, we can fix the invoice and we can talk to them later on and just explain what happened. In the same chat in Claude, I'm going to say the Cloud Stack invoice 2026-0087 has an error. We canceled the priority support add-on last month, so that $300 line should be removed. Also, our address changed to 789 Market Street, San Francisco, CA 94103. Can you create a corrected version of this invoice with those changes? Recalculate the subtotal, tax, and total, and add a note at the top that says revised. Priority support add-on removed per cancellation confirmation dated May 15, 2026. Generate this as a clean, downloadable PDF. And just 2 minutes after the prompt, we have the invoice prepared and all of the changes were made. When you compare it side by side, we can see that this number of $300 is deducted, and AI also took in account the tax. So the price is $2,874 instead of $3,198. When we take a look at the address here is different to the one that we actually asked for. So this invoice is ready to be sent out to the client with a revision note as well. And it looks exactly like the design of our client's invoice. Second use case is analyzing your business data. Most operation teams spend hours every week in spreadsheets trying to find patterns and build reports. AI does this in seconds and catches things humans miss. I have 8 weeks of business performance data here: revenue, new customers, support tickets, resolution items, website traffic, ad spend, team utilization, raw numbers in a spreadsheet. Let me show you what Claude can do with it. I will say, here is 8 weeks of business performance data. Analyze it and tell me. Overall trends, is the business growing, flat, or declining? Use specific numbers. Revenue analysis, best and worst weeks, and what might explain the differences. Support health, are we keeping up with ticket volume? Look at opened versus resolved and resolution time trends. Number 4, team capacity, our team utilization has been climbing. At what point is this a risk and are we approaching it? Number 5, customer health, look at churn and new customer acquisition. Are we growing new customers? Number 6, give me 3 most important things I should act on this week, ranked by urgency, and be specific with numbers and don't give me vague advice. I'm going to attach our file and send the message. And here we got our PDF on the right for the CEO with all of the key items. It's easy to read and it has executive summary. And on the left, we have the Slack message that we can send out to the team to update them on what's happening. It's straight to the point, it's short, it's concise, and it has all of the right data inside it. The third use case is generating professional reports. Every week or every month, someone from the team has to do this manually by themselves to pull all of the numbers, write a summary, and format it into something that's presentable. AI make this almost instant. I'm going to use the same business data from the last demo, but this time I'm going to ask Claude to produce a complete formatted weekly report that I could send to leadership or present on a team meeting. I said, using this business data, create a professional weekly operations report for week 30, July 21st to July 27th. Structure it with these sections. Number 1, executive summary, 3 to 4 sentences covering the headline metrics and overall status. Number 2, key metrics dashboard, list each metric with the current week value, previous week value, and the change, up or down, arrow, and percentage. Number 3, wins this week, 2 to 3 bullet points of positive developments. Number 4, areas of concern, 2 to 3 bullet points with specific data. Number 5, action items for next week, 3 to 4 specific items with suggested owners. And number 6, 30-day trend summary, 1 paragraph looking at the broader trajectory. Format this so I can copy and paste it directly into an email or a Notion page, professional but readable. And not even 60 seconds later, we got our result. We have the weekly operations report with executive summary, key metrics dashboard. It is mentioning the things that were improved here. We can see percentage, whether it's better or worse. Wins this week, areas of concern, action items for next week, and who is the suggested owner, 30-day trend summary, and everything is prepared based on the data that we put into it. Now let's imagine that you are the person who's doing this kind of reports every single week. You can use this same exact chat many times over. Every single week you can send that same prompt, or you can just say, here, can you prepare me the report for this week? And AI already got the context, it already knows what to do, and it will just analyze the new data that you put in. Now let's imagine that CEO asked a specific question about the data from the report. So I'm just going to role play it with AI right now and say, my CEO just asked, are we on track to hit $150,000 in monthly revenue by September? Based on the data, project forward and tell me whether that is realistic, what would need to happen, and what the biggest risk is. Okay, 60 seconds after, Claude projected forward using the actual growth rate from the data, identified what needs to happen, and flagged the capacity risk. Fourth use case is managing customer support at scale. If your business handles customer inquiries, whether by email, chat, or tickets, AI can classify, prioritize, and route them automatically. Here I have 10 support tickets from a typical week, mix of technical issues, billing questions, feature requests, and urgent escalations. Watch what Claude does with them. Here are 10 support tickets from this week. For each ticket, classify by category, technical, billing, account management, feature request, positive feedback, or urgent. Number 2, assign priority, critical, high, medium, or low. Route to the right team, technical team, account manager, billing department, or product team. And number 4, draft a brief initial response, 3 to 4 sentences that acknowledges the issue, sets expectations for resolution time and asks for any additional information needed. Put classification and routing in a summary table first, then provide the individual drafter responses below. I'm going to attach the file and I'm going to send it over. 60 seconds later, we have the summary table with all of the sorting as we requested. And we also have drafted responses to send back to those clients. So for example, let's take a look at the Marcus. Hey Marcus, thank you for reaching out for the troubleshooting steps you already tried. We understand the urgency with your broad meeting tomorrow and have escalated this to our technical team for immediate investigation. So here we're acknowledging their issue, and we're also saying that we're taking steps into resolving their issue, just like we requested in the prompt. You can expect an update within the next few hours. In the meantime, could you let us know which browser versions you tested and whether any error messages appeared on screen? Now this is great, and just imagine if you had a whole database of your customer support tickets. Let's imagine 10,000 conversations previously had. We can take all of those and export them and import into Claude, and we can ask to figure out what are the current trends, what are the most commonly asked questions. We can add them to a website, for example, to avoid those. We can also figure out if there's any department of the business or any service that we're doing that we're not doing on the right level, because if many people are complaining about that, maybe we need to fine-tune our product or service. Claude can understand different patterns, and Claude can also be taught by all of our previous conversations. It can analyze how our human sales reps or customer support reps have been handling conversations, and it can do the same. It can mimic what our human team has been doing, and it can do it much more efficient, much faster, and 24/7. The fifth use case is another one regarding customer support team, and it is drafting accurate customer support responses using your company's actual knowledge base. An often problem with customer support team is consistency, because different team members give different answers. New hires don't know the policies, important details get missed, and AI will solve this and be 100% accurate on everything based on your knowledge base. Here you have fictional company's internal knowledge base with pricing policies, technical details, support procedures, and common issues. Let's say what will happen when we give it to Claude and ask him to handle customer support inquiries. I'm going to say, here's our company's internal knowledge base. Read through it carefully. I'm going to give you customer support emails, and I need you to draft professional, accurate responses using only the information in this knowledge base. If the knowledge base does not contain the answer, say so and suggest escalating to the appropriate team. Don't make up information, respond in a warm, professional tone, confirm you understand and are ready. And let's attach our knowledge base and let's send it. And this is a very good reference on good prompt engineering, because we mentioned some of our own guardrails that AI should not make up information, that it should only answer when it's 100% accurate to the knowledge base and information that we already put into it. People often forget this, and then they complain that AI does not work, that it's hallucinating and making mistakes. But when you prompt it very directly, and this is a very short prompt, by the way, when we're doing actual projects, those are pages long prompts and instructions, because we want to make sure that every single detail that can go wrong or that can go right is tackled there, that everything is mentioned, so that way we can get the best possible responses. Let's give it a fictional email now. Customer email from Derek Hoffman at Coastal Realty Group. The lead conversion numbers on our dashboard show 34 conversations for June, but our CRM shows 41. There is a gap of 7 leads that are not being captured. Can someone look into it? Draft a response. And here's our draft email back. Hi Derek, thank you for flagging this. Data accuracy is a top priority for us, and we want to make sure your dashboard reflects the full picture. To help you investigate the gap between the 34 conversations on your dashboard and the 41 in your CRM, it will be helpful if you could share a few details. Could you let us know which CRM you're comparing against and whether the 41 conversations are filtered by the same date range and criteria the dashboard is using? Sometimes differences come down to time zone settings, filtering configurations, or a delay in the data sync cycle. Our data pipelines usually run on a daily schedule at 6 a.m. UTC, so depending on when conversations were recorded, there can be a short lag. That said, a consistent gap of 7 leads is something we want to look into properly. We're going to pull the raw data on our end and compare it against what the dashboard is showing. If there's a bug or a sync issue, we'll prioritize getting it resolved within 24 hours of confirming the cause. If you're able to export or screenshot the 41 records from your CRM, that will help us pinpoint exactly which leads are incoming true. We'll keep you posted as we dig in. Thanks again for catching this, Derek. Best regards, Brightline Consulting Support. And now let's take a look at our knowledge base so we can see why the response was like this. I'm going to search for data so we can see how is AI taught to deal with data issues. Okay, here we have a question saying client reports incorrect data. When this scenario happens, always take this seriously. Ask the client for specific numbers and where they are seeing the discrepancy. Compare against the raw data source. Common causes are time zone mismatches, filtering differences, delayed data sync. Never dismiss this concern. If it's a real bug, prioritize fixing it within 24 hours. So the draft that AI prepared for us is in exact alignment with our knowledge base instructions, and Claude followed our instructions just like we asked him to do. Now the last use case is turning messy processes into professional SOPs. I prepared a fictional description of client invoicing process here, written exactly the way someone would describe it from memory. It's messy and unorganized, and we're going to use AI to polish it up. I will say here is a rough description of our client invoicing process written from memory. It is messy and I know steps are missing. Turn this into a professional SOP with a brief overview of the process, numbered steps in the correct chronological order. For each step, who is responsible, estimated time, tools or systems used, and any important notes or common pitfalls. Flag any gaps where I'm clearly missing a step or where the process is vulnerable to errors. Add a section at the end with recommended improvements to make the process more efficient. Format it as a clean professional document that I could share with my team on day one. And 2 minutes after, we have our final SOP PDF here with all of the steps laid out step by step. It's clear, it's easy to read. It mentions who's responsible for it. It mentions the estimated time, tools and systems that we need to use. And it's also mentioning some of the gaps that I wasn't taking into account when noting my processes. And it also gave me some improvements that we can implement into the SOP. Before I wrap up, let me give you a few tips specific to using AI for operations work. First of all, build templates for recurring tasks. If you generate a weekly report every Monday, save that prompt. If you classify support tickets every day, save that prompt. Create a folder of your best prompts so anyone on your team can use them. Consistency is the whole point of operations, and consistent prompts give you consistent outputs. Second, always include your context. AI for operation works best when it knows your policies, your pricing, your SLAs, your team structure. The more context you provide, the more accurate and useful the outputs are. The knowledge base demo I showed you is the perfect example. Without the knowledge base, Claude would have given generic support responses. With it, every response was specific to our business. Third, use AI to improve your processes, not just to execute them. Every time you create an SOP or analyze your data, ask Claude what could have been done better. Ask it to identify bottlenecks, suggest automations, and flag risks. AI is not just a faster way to do existing work, it is a tool for designing even better systems. And fourth, start with one process. Don't try to transform your entire operation department in 1 week. Pick the one task that wastes the most time, like weekly reporting or invoice processing, and build an AI workflow for it. Get it working, train your team, then move on to the next one. Small wins compound fast. And that's it for this video. I hope you now have a better picture on what's possible for your operations team with AI. My recommendation right now is to pick the one that will save you the most time and to try it out today. Paste real data from your business into cloud and see what will happen. The first time you see a 2-hour task get done in 2 minutes, everything will change, trust me. And if you want to go deeper into other areas, you can check out my YouTube channel. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them below this video and I'm going to answer them for you. And if you watched this video and thought that you don't want to figure this out on your own and you want someone to come in and implement AI across your whole company for you, build the tools, create the workflows, and also train your team, that's exactly what I do. You can book a free discovery call below where I will learn more about your business and tell you exactly where I can make the biggest impact. I'm not going to push you into anything. I just want to understand what are your needs and how I can fulfill those for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon.